something real quick, but I can't go there. I need to come here.
Why?
So, I really need to take the client me time, remember?
You don't need to take it, my love. You should consider not taking it because a certain percentage of people have adverse reaction to it. And I really don't think you need to take it.
Anyways, I'm just gonna come here and, drop off and take it, okay?
Okay, darling.
Okay. Just bring it here, and maybe just maybe, we can, like, go to, like, I don't know, supply store or something. Let me get some office supplies.
Okay. Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I'm an internationally known talent. I deserve more than that.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna stay home. Fuck, I should never have bought it.
But the girl's going through some shit, whatever. Ends up her mom supporting everything she wants to do. The school, because the girl's going to the counselor and she's having issues, they're involved with her emotional situation. So mom is like trying to do everything right. Okay. By the end of high school, the girl was on the hormones, right? She's a boy now, all the shit. Okay. Our kids are now grown with kids. Most of them have children and everything. So, they're in early 20s now. The girl now has decided that she's done, like she knows she went through some shit. Her life was crazy. And she's now suing her mom for putting her on those pills as a kid. The whole town know they got her mom out here looking crazy. Now her mom is like sickly. You see the lady, she looks like life has beat her ass up. And truthfully, people that are beating her up, it's not fair because the pressure from the community, the people that watch this shit, the Democratic people that are really tripping off, they pressured, it was like a mindset for them. I sat up here and watched these grown people. So to see it all reverse on her and her daughter to grow up and be like, what in the fuck did you do to me? Why did you allow that to happen to me? I was going through something. You should have locked me in my fucking room. That's what the girl told her. You should have locked me in my room. Like her mom's like, yeah, I thought I would have went to prison. Well, yeah, and guess what? The ACLA, some government program, it provided this girl a damn lawyer to sue her mama. And who knows what's going to happen with the case, but it's happening right now. It's very crazy. There's more kids that's like that. The shit's a fad, like most things that kids do. And then cut your fucking kid's leg off and give him an eye patch. He wants to be a pirate. Like, you have to, this whole shit is crazy. And yes, there are neighborhoods, affluent neighborhoods especially, where people are giving their kids what they can to appease them for the amount of work that they got to goddamn do to pay their mortgage, right? That are dealing with this shit. So no, Rob, it's not just everybody has the same shit. Of course, there's other kids that I know that obviously have none of this going on. It's not everywhere. But in particular areas, it's rampant. And people have the right to vote for their jurisdiction.
Well, my
so it
advice
doesn't
would be
flow over.
any parent, if you concerned about that type of stuff, because I was concerned about the type of stuff my son specifically, when we were enrolling him in school, would be exposed to. Thankfully, in HISD, as much flack as they give Houston Independent School District, it does have a school choice program that says if you can get your child to another school, and especially if they can pass the testing and all that, they can go to any school you can get them to. Thankfully, my son excelled. He passed all of the tests, so we found a school that was better for him, was still in the program. I mean, still in the HISD area. Here's my point. And I ain't like no rich parent. My son's mom ain't no super rich woman. Like, we just concerned parents. If I was concerned about my kids being indoctrinated with MAGA stuff, I wouldn't put my kids in a school that's rooted around a bunch of MAGA people. So take that into saying that I'm concerned with liberal indoctrination. I wouldn't put my kids in a situation to where they could be easily indoctrinated. That's just my thought process on it. Furthermore,
Rob, you don't want people around like me. You don't want your loved one around people like me.
Hell no.
Come on, man.
I hear you, Mom.
Come on,
I
Rob.
will say, Rob, you hit a strong point, but then there is liberal policy that trumps your point. And this is what I mean. I'm in a state where you almost elected my current governor as the vice president, right? So all of the Democrats in the room, hear me clear. You almost made this a federal policy.
Come on.
Because this man started it. And I don't want nobody to come off their mute without hearing the full context before you talk. Now, the law doesn't explicitly say we're going to transition your kids. What the law says, and I want you to understand what's possible, because I'm going to explain possibility and actually happening after the law. Our governor, Governor Tim Walz, enacted an executive order that then became a bill and became a law in the state of Minnesota, completely liberal state of Minnesota. The law says that we will support the gender affirming care of any child above 7, irregardless of their parents' opposition. Matter of fact, they made it a crime to oppose your child's gender identity crisis, right? It's a crime to call it a crisis here. What happens here is if your child above 7 and above can make it to an emergency locale, that's a hospital, that's the
Some school location,
station, schools, anywhere where there's a mandated reporter. They can tell the mandated reporter that you are not affirming their gender identity. Minnesota will begin the process to unparent, remove you as a sitting parent, and enact the state as the parent of the child and begin gender affirming care. This, please don't interrupt because it gets worse. Not only can we do that for kids in Minnesota, but kids in Texas who can make it up 35 to my state, we will stop your state from coming to get your child. This is a law. I don't want you to argue with me until you've actually read the law. You all made this psycho. You all were trying to make that psycho the fucking vice president. And I don't want to hear.
We want Syria, Mike. We want Syria there.
I was born here. Hold on.
We want Syria, little Mike.
Hold on fast. I don't even know why you're interrupting. It's
Bro,
not Republican.
see, I'm an out. We want Syria, little there.
If
We
you
want
are a
Syria.
conservative, I don't know why you're interrupting me, because as a conservative, you should be amening. Yes, sister girl, let's shut it down till the end. Get any pushback from a conservative, not today on this topic, when it is literally a fact. Moreover, I am disgusted by the motherfucking tampons in the
Motherfucker, we want Syria, little Mike. We want Syria, little there.
Can you
And real quick, for the record, nobody knew the fuck that school was doing this shit until your kids are actually there. Who the fuck would consciously be like, oh, let me go sign my kid up for this bullshit? So whoever put that in the chat is fucking ridiculous.
Wait. You cannot remove, this is the whole state. And for all of you that say, well, you moved to this state, I am a 5-generation Minnesotan. I am a historic community descendant. I am not just getting here yesterday. These people did this shit and we protested. These people did this shit and we were screaming and hollering, help. It is so bad up here with our children, which is why I enrolled my kids in the HSISD. What? Sukla, what? From Minnesota? Yes. I enrolled my kids in the Houston Independent School District via their digital platform because I refused to let my children go to school in this sick ass
want Islamic school, bro. We want Islamic school. Fuck all the schools. We want Islamic school, man.
Let me
Tell your
land it,
school.
Matthew.
Oh, fuck's sake,
Somebody get Matthew, please. Somebody get Matthew. No, but for real, all bullshit aside, I did enroll my children in HISD's digital education program where they were homeschooled via the digital education program of the Houston Public Schools. I appreciate the ability to be able to do that with school choice. So I'm not knocking what Rob says because Rob's actual instance worked for me to get my kids out of this demonic ass system where they put your children in a cage if they ask to be. If your kid tells them they think they're a rabbit, they will feed your baby rabbit food, put them in a cage, and let them run around. Your baby can tell them up here that they are a gerbil, and they will give their ass a hamster wheel. Your baby can say that they are a kitten, and they'll get them a fucking litter box.
I want to circumcise our children, man. I want to circumcise our children.
I need you to stop. I need you to stop. Because you're interrupting a good informational session and you look like a Democrat shield. Fuck out my way. We gotta stop these sick, demonic motherfuckers from touching our kids. In the mind and on the body, they gotta go. And y'all think it's a game, but I promise you this, you don't want American Minnesotan politics to rule the USA. You do not want Tim Walz. You do not want him. But y'all was so Kamala, you didn't realize what came with her.
Kamala ass was doing the same shit. This bitch came from California
what got going on?
where the same shit was going on. And not to mention, this bitch was keeping prisoners in jail 6 to 8 months over their sentence. And the motherfucker would get a release date of February, and everybody knew it was common knowledge they'd get out sometime around fucking August.
That's good, right?
Yeah, no. Are you fucking kidding me? If these people, these are kids. No, these are people's families.
No, I'm talking about.
These are people who actually were, that had 2 to 3 years and ended up doing 3 to 4 fucking working freezers. And then coming out and couldn't even get on the street and get into a goddamn firehouse to get a goddamn job. To continue being, we get fire certifications in California Youth Authority. Children who had first-time offenses, a lot of them drugs, marijuana, shit like this, they couldn't even get out of jail. She was putting parents in truancy who their kids were in the hospital beds with sickle cell and were going on the job and arresting the parents. The bitch was brutal. Meanwhile, she's sleeping with the governor. She ruined the governor's fucking marriage with his wife after 25 years. She was hoeing around with Montel Jordan. Everybody's seen the fucking pictures.
Okay, when it comes to
this is ridiculous. To act as if her and the exact same things that were going on in California, which is why I fucking left California, to contend Walz and the shit that was going on in Minnesota, and you thought that we were supposed to leave our children and grandchildren to this kind of fucking legislation. You all thought that that was a smart thing to do.
When it comes
with
to
our borders wide the fuck open, her coming from the administration that left our borders wide open, our social services are completely evaporated. All of our costs for our hotels and food have went out the goddamn window.
When it comes to
this was not an option. It wasn't an option
when it comes
at the time.
Trans agenda,
not for anyone that has kids. Maybe for you guys who are out here maybe adopting because you got a mate or a partner or whatever and all this shit works out for you, fine. And no one cares. But for those who are out here still trying to raise traditional families and make sure that they have baseball and soccer and fucking after school activities and can grow up and go to school, a trade school, get trade back in schools so kids can actually get jobs without having to go to a 5-year fucking overpriced education school. Yeah, those of us who are out here actually just trying to live real life one fucking year, take care of our kids, make sure that everybody is straight, life and health insurance, couple cars in the front, 4 or 5 bedrooms, a pool in the back, regular shit.
When it comes
to those who are okay being in a little condo with your boyfriend, I bet all that shit worked out great for you.
When we identify the source of the trans agenda, okay, has anyone found the source of this agenda, where it started? Because it seems that, it seems that white people are overrepresented when it comes to trans people. They're 66% of all trans, right? So this seems to be affecting their households at an alarming rate, where the kids don't want to be themselves anymore, all right? So what's going on in these white families, okay, to where they're overrepresented per capita, 66%. I think they're like 54%, 55% of the population. What's going on in these white families to where the kids don't want to be themselves? What's plaguing them, and what's the source of it?
Well, I think the source, the modern day source, this is just my perspective, of course. Somebody white can chime in, correct me after I offer my submission, but it seems to me right around the time that politics decided to brainwash the youth that it was no longer cool to be white. I kept hearing this narrative across social media in recent years that white people are ashamed to be white, and this ideology was on an uptick through political propaganda and pop culture and the debates around critical race theory. All of it kind of led to this dialogue / brainwashing of the youth that whiteness is desirable, right? And so, from my perspective, right around that time, it seems that this push of transness was pushed on, I mean, I won't say it was just pushed on white kids, but I think the reason why you see it highly represented in whites is because, well, for those who think it's no longer cool to be white, that it's shameful, it's embarrassing because of history and racism and et cetera, et cetera. How can white people be oppressed, right? How can white people position themselves as a new oppressed class or a marginalized class? They certainly can't do it through race because nobody's going to buy it, considering the historical context around so-called whiteness and white history. Sex and gender is the only other option. So now you see, anytime we have this trans conversation, it always centers on white males. White males who identify as women. Hardly ever do you hear about trans men. Isn't that odd? I'd also like to offer this submission, and I'll land here. I've stated this before. This is a hill I will die on. Othello, to your numbers. If it were black men that were leading those numbers in the trans, if it was 70% of trans people were black males identifying as women, this would not be a debate, because white folks would not want black men with their big dicks and their wigs sharing spaces with their precious white daughters in sports, in the locker rooms, in the spas, in the gyms, in the prisons. Ain't no way it would happen, okay? This is a white contagion, and it needs to be a case study.
Damn, so you can't send your kid to the school or the Catholic Church?
Yeah, or the Catholic. You're assuming that all black men have I'm just saying, because they don't want them in there anyway. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, because they don't want them in there, period. It doesn't matter who they are. At the end of the day, what you just said is true. This is the challenge that we have, because so many people today do not understand the debauchery of one of our children to be cut, mutilated. I mean, guys, I'm in death care. You haven't seen someone who's quote unquote gone through the surgery and take one that we have brought into our care. Guys, it is something that I don't know why any doctor would ever tell me that they were here to preserve a life. It is absolutely horrible what we're doing to the human being. And I'm sorry that people think, oh, it's because, Johnny thinks that he's a girl. Johnny is not a girl, okay? It's called dysphoria. We need to do this, guys, and tell people the truth. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in the Trump talk. I mean, Donald Trump is one of the people that said, we can't cut off people's penises. We can't cut off our kids. Stop. Hey guys, whether you like Donald Trump or not, let's all at least give the man credit that he doesn't want people cutting off people's penises. Come on. I mean, he don't want people cutting off young women's breasts. When are we going to say at least the man has enough common sense that whether you like him or not, and most of they don't like him because he's just straight up. And like before, people said, well, you know, he said grab him by the piece. At least he's normal. What are you going to grab him by? You better say grab by the wee-wee. He been grabbed by the pee-pee. Just it. But this guy, thank you so much for the transparency, because this 1% out here is destroying the conversation that we all have. So I salute you, Mike.
Actually,
Just a minute.
it actually kicked off with Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner or whatever, Bruce Jenner or whatever, because like all of a sudden it was at the heightened the ruling from the Supreme Court on marriage, and then Obama solidified gay marriage. So it was around that perfect setup when Caitlyn Jenner came out and then was given accolades, and all the poor men had to go through all this stuff, and there was a lot of empathy and sympathy that was given around, and a lot of like weird things, and it took a Kardashian. And I mean, like, to be fair, the Kardashian clan and the Jenners have had impact on us. Like, GLP-1s only became popular because of a Kardashian literally injecting it in her ass. And then every single suburban woman across America said, sign me up for GLP-1s, and demanded them in massive ways, to the point where we're sitting back going, hold on, there are some negative side effects to this. Not all of you should be taking this. And but it was really, that would be Bruce Jenner's transition would be the catalyst that sparked this. And then, you know, being held and given the ESPN award for bravery and all that other shit that came out. And then people targeting that. And then you had a whole lot of people that were there. And prior to that, if you remember, there was a brief pause after gay rights, like before Obama. Like, people didn't really care if you were cross-dresser. In fact, like Robin Williams did a whole movie about the birdcage, and it was like one of the top box-selling fucking office ones that existed, and it was funny as fuck. I mean, shit, everybody remembers this stupid movie. But I mean, and there were a number of them. Patrick Swayze did what was that movie? Tu Wong Fu something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, there was a whole like genre that kind of popped out that really pushed that envelope of acceptance and rights. And then then it went to like, okay, so now LGBT got rights, and you know, everything's kind of calm for a second. What is the next oppressed thing that we can reach for? And it just went to transgender, and then they became it. And if you talk to gay rights activists from like the 80s, the 70s, and on, they've walked away from the movement. They've literally said, all right, this is completely retarded, this has gone off the rails, and this is not what we advocated for in any shape or fashion, like well-known ones. And they no longer like sit there and support it. They, in fact, will tell you, I'm voting conservative because, quite frankly, I can't align with this unit, and I can't align with a party that agrees with it. And you see that, like, gay men know where their money's at. They're like, I want tax breaks. They vote Republican. Like, it's just a known thing.
It's very true. And Obama actually was the one that brought in gay marriage, and that also opened up a huge taxation opportunity for the United States. So that was the win that they were looking for, was to be acknowledged and be able to, not have to live in the shadows, have health care, right, through your job and that kind of thing. So I would just admit that we could go back a couple hundred years, that every post-matriarchal society that became patriarchal, you've always seen even in rulership, there'll be men who were now women or rumored to be women, right, that ruled these particular places. These, I don't know if you would call it, these sexual proclivities have never really changed. It has normally just been whatever the man wanted in the bedroom, right? Women's rights changed a lot of that. Women had an opportunity to have a say on how they were treated, but before 1960, women weren't even able to talk about what their husbands were doing or who they were sleeping with or what they were dressing up at, whatever it was. So after that time period, just like Viking was just talking about, we went from a period of there being gay clubs, gay places, gay sides of town, right? Areas where people went for specific things. Nowadays, every club is intermixed. Everything is whatever it is. So there's been a huge
I don't
change.
know what clubs you going to, baby, but hey.
You're saying that there's no one gay at any
No,
club
I'm not saying.
in America? Is that what you're saying?
To suggest that there wouldn't be to suggest there wouldn't be one gay person somewhere is kind of stupid. What I'm saying is there aren't these big mixed clubs of straight people hanging around and partying with a bunch of gay people. Like,
are you serious?
Clearly,
you believe that in 2026? Yeah, he ain't been outside.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all talking about some real California. I guarantee you I'm way more outside than y'all.
You don't hang out in Montrose?
I guarantee you that. No, I don't hang out in Montrose. I used to work over. You feel me? And that's how I would know that, like, they still have their own area.
You got it.
Largely confined to their own areas. Y'all are making issues up.
This is discrimination. The gays need to sue.
Where are the gays confined?
Sue to be free.
Somebody show me.
They don't just in every city. In every city, they have gay areas.
Yeah, but just
so they're not confined to those.
When I say confined, I don't mean locked up and held. I'm saying they party in their areas.
Okay.
Yeah, in 1984, when they used to go to the Blue Oyster, nigga, now they're where? What the fuck are you talking about? This is crazy.
Club without seeing 5 gay people. For instance, we always had Loring Park. We've always had gay 90s. You can look up these 2 things in Minnesota. Loring Park, gay 90s. When you get to those 2 places, it's rainbows and motherfucking superstars, okay? Whatever the fuck. They are all rainbows and superstars. If you go there, we automatically assume that you're either friendly towards them, like you cool, you know somebody who in the life, or you in the life yourself, right? No questions asked. However, prior to this Obama thing, you wasn't catching them over at Rick's at all. You aren't gonna find them over at the Caboose.
They mess around, get their ass whooped if somebody rub up on the wrong person drunk. It did not happen. Sorry.
Right. Today, baby, they right there in the heart of the city. We built this city on rock and roll with everybody else with their titties out telling you they a man.
And you wouldn't even know the difference, half of them, if you wasn't in their damn face. So how would you know?
Yeah, we got to remember when the gays start taking to the streets saying, we're here, we're queer, get used to us, it was a wrap. Yeah, they're no longer confined to their little pockets because they had to be.
Yeah, this ain't Police Academy, okay?
Yeah, the straights, listen, for decades, the straights have historically gone to the gay clubs because it's always been known that the gays had better music, better vibes. So this whole like straights and the gays aren't mixing at clubs. I don't know where y'all got this, but clearly we don't know a lot of gays or straights that hang with gays, right?
I'll be fair with you. I don't like hang out with a lot of gays. I know gay people. I hang out where I party at is in areas amongst people. It ain't even about them being straight. It's just we not doing certain things. You feel me? Like I'm in Houston. This is a big population for the LGBT community. You see them every day. Like ain't nobody tripping about them. That's what I'm saying. Like how is this such a big topic issue? We talking about transgenders. Like this shit ain't even like it's such a small percentage of the population.
Rob,
it's some fear mongering shit.
No, Rob, and listen, that's the thing about it. I think most people agree with you on that point. And the trans issue was never an issue for anybody. Still, for some odd reason, your politicians decided to make that an issue and make it a talking point. Your average American wasn't talking about this stuff.
And you don't think that it was right-wingers from North Carolina
hold on,
that
Rob.
made that a national issue.
Rob, one last point. I'm gonna shut up. It's only a national point right now because the liberals decided that the children needed to be targeted. The liberals said the children are suffering from gender dysmorphia, and that is unheard of. Children don't know what gender dysmorphia is, transgenderism is. Your average child is not waking up one morning talking about, I'm born in the wrong body. These are ideas instilled in them by the pedophiles and groomers that are either their parents and or educators.
The fuck is this bitch talking about?
The whole movement was, okay, you want...
How can be talked about, but not